Okay, listen up, Devin. You think you can just stroll on in and change the way we work and live just like that? Not so fast. It may seem like a lot of people are scared about what your arrival means, but we aren't.
Who the is that guy? Who the is that?
You've been the talk of town, hailed as the next big revolution in tech. But big claims need big evidence. Devin, I'm sure you heard about 3D printing and self-driving cars. Just like you, these groundbreaking innovations were claimed to be the biggest thing since sliced bread, and we're still waiting on them to live up to their hype. Yes, have they made an impact? Sure. But they've also faced their fair share of challenges and skepticism, and it's taken way longer for them to make the impact that people originally thought. So what makes you different? Are you just a flash in the pan, or are you and your fellow AI agent buddies going to replace software developers and tech workers? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out. So if you've been around the tech world for the past 1 to 2 years, you've definitely heard about large language models. I mean, these things have been popping up like avocados at a millennial brunch. We have ChatGPT, Bard, Bing AI, Gemini, BERT, Palm, and the list goes on. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of AI, but when my Twitter feed gets blown up by some new AI software engineer agent named Devin, I can't help but get a bit curious to see if the reality lives up to the hype. And can we briefly talk about the term agent? Like, who came up with this thing? People are already worried about AI and automation, and we think that the best thing to do is name these autonomous entities like they're straight out of a 007 movie.
James Bond.
This is definitely not going to put people at ease, like I just don't get it. Before going any further, let's explain what autonomous entities actually means. Imagine you have a simple cruise control. You tell it to go 100 miles an hour, and it does just that. It maintains that speed and doesn't do anything else. Now picture an autopilot. You turn it on and suddenly your car is doing a whole lot more. It looks around with its sensors, speeds up or slows down when needed, and even tells you the best route for you to avoid traffic. All of this without you having to micromanage every single decision. This move from cruise control to autopilot shows how something can start by following your direct orders and grow to make its own smart decisions without you having to watch over every single step. That's autonomy in action. And basically that's what Devin is capable of doing, but at a larger and more complex scale. Developed by Cognition Labs, this agent isn't just any tool. It's a full-fledged software engineer capable of coding, debugging, and deploying sophisticated applications and websites. It's fluent across multiple programming languages and can even adapt and learn off each interaction and project, constantly enhancing its efficiency and capabilities. And if all that wasn't enough, the damn thing comes equipped with its own command line, code editor, and even a browser right out of the gate. This thing is Thanos. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a numbers kind of guy. I need to see the hard, cold facts. What is Devin actually capable of? How does Devin stack up against fellow competitors? And most importantly, how does it perform compared to human developers? Well, let's dive into the numbers. One of the most relevant tests that we can look at to answer these questions is the SWE Bench Technical Report. This isn't just any test. It's a comprehensive benchmark designed specifically for software engineering systems. It tests an AI's capability to solve real-world problems pulled directly from GitHub, anything from bug fixes to feature additions. Now, Devin was put through this not just to see if it could code, but if it can understand, debug, and improve a complex living code base. And here is where it gets interesting. Devin successfully resolved 13.86% of the issues it was presented with. Now, I would love nothing more to laugh at that 13.86, but the reality is it's quite impressive. To put it into perspective, the previous highest success rate, even with assistance, was 4.80%, and that was from model Claude 2. But that brings up another question. What is assisted versus unassisted in this context? Well, in an assisted scenario, models are given the exact files they need to tweak. In an unassisted scenario, they have to figure it all by themselves, much like a human developer would, sifting through the repository to see where the changes are needed. Devin completed this task without any external pointers, putting it in a league of its own. But that's just one test. It doesn't mean that it can actually do real work. Well, hold that thought, because Devin was actually put to work on Upwork. Yes, you heard that right, Devin, in AI. working on Upwork among human developers. And not just for trivial tasks, by the way, but for complex jobs requiring sophisticated skills like writing and debugging code for a computer vision model. And it didn't just participate, it succeeded. Now you're all probably thinking, but Aldo, at the beginning of the video you were talking about how you weren't worried about Devin, and you were super confident. What's all that about? Devin's already on Upwork, we're all done for.
We are doomed, and we do it your way.
Hold your voices for a quick second. Devin's feats on Upwork and its performance on the SWE technical report are super impressive. It's a testament to how far AI has come and the potential it has in reshaping the landscape of software engineering. But, and this is a big but, there are several reasons why Devin won't be replacing us just yet. Reason number one, creativity can't be copied. AI, for all its advances, can't replicate the depth of human creativity. The development of software is much more than just logical problem solving. It's about innovation, understanding users' needs on a deep level, and creating experiences that resonate on a human level. Devin can write and debug code, but it doesn't possess the ability to think creatively or empathize with end users. Reason number two, lack of big picture. Figuring out what a business needs and then turning that into an actionable plan is something that humans are really good at. It's not just about the technical stuff. It's about figuring out what you need behind the scenes and how to make it work for everyone. AI can give us the information, but humans are the one making the decisions and planning for the future, and that won't change anytime soon. Reason number three, the gap in capability. Even though Devin impressively resolved 13.86% of the problems it encountered, there's still over 86% it couldn't handle. So while that 13.86 is a testament to AI's growing capability, we have to remind ourselves that there's still a vast majority of problems that Devin and AI in general can't tackle on their own just yet. And this leads me to one of the most vital points about this whole thing, the importance of continuous learning. Listen, AI isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's just going to keep getting better and more integrated into our daily lives and work. As we stand on the brink of this AI-driven era, understanding AI and learning how to work alongside it is more important than ever. It's not just about learning to code or keeping up with the latest programming language anymore. It's about learning how AI thinks, how it solves problems, and most importantly, how we can leverage it to build up our own skills. With that being said, I want to share with you a strategy to thrive in this new tech landscape, especially if you're just starting out. Number one, deep dive into your specialty. Whether you're a developer, a data scientist, or a tech professional, get to know your field. For instance, if Python is your tool of choice, get to know it inside and out, not just the syntax, but how it operates at a deeper level. This depth ensures that you're not just a user, but a master of your craft ready to innovate. Number two, embrace AI wholeheartedly. Get to know AI, but not just as a user, instead as a creator. Understand the mechanics behind it, how machine learning models are built and trained, how AI systems make decisions. This knowledge will let you harness AI's power more effectively and creatively, helping you stand out in the tech world. Number three, stay ahead. Right now, being proficient in AI is like being an early expert in Excel years ago. It'll give you a distinct advantage, but remember, what's rare and valued today can become a baseline expectation tomorrow. So by embracing AI, you gain a crucial head start. Number four, stay informed. The tech industry moves at lightning speeds, and AI developments are no exception. Make it a habit to stay informed about the latest breakthroughs, trends, and overall discussions. Subscribe to monthly newsletters, follow thought leaders on socials, and even attend workshops and conferences when available. And there you have it. Rather than looking at Devin and all the other AI agents that are sure to follow as competitors, think about how you can get them on your team and how you can take advantage of them to set yourself apart. Let's face it, AI is moving at breakneck speed. It's important for us to not just watch from the sidelines, but to jump in and be part of the evolution. Embracing AI, learning from it, and integrating it into our toolkit is the way forward. Ignoring it? Well, that's like trying to ignore the internet in the 90s. Spoiler alert, it didn't go too well for those who did. Alright, that is it for today, but if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and smashing that like button. And more importantly, do you think I'm wrong? Are AI agents going to make software engineers obsolete, or do we still have a future? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you in the next video.